While most Canadians know how tough the tumble in oil prices has been for Alberta's economy, they may not sense the less visible impacts. But some of these are now coming to light. A national polling partnership between the CBC and the Angus Reid Institute looks at Canadian attitudes, and Alberta's dark mood stands out. Carolyn Dunn explains.
I want nothing, I'll do nothing.
There's an endless supply of people in Calgary these days looking for an hour of nothing. A few moments of calm away from tough times and uncertainty. The demand for free meditation classes has grown as Alberta's economy has shrunk.
Nothing being stable, you don't know if tomorrow you're going to be stuck with a job or not. It's an innate need, no more a luxury.
A new poll by Angus Reid in partnership with CBC shows a depression and anxiety running deep in Alberta compared to the rest of the country. 59% of Albertan respondents are pessimistic about the future of the province, while 49% are negative about the future of the country. An obvious byproduct of job losses and an uncertain economy that's affecting even those not directly impacted.
It goes deep. I mean, everybody feels that. I don't think it matters who you are. You're feeling the effects of the economy.
With Alberta, it's just that the bubble doesn't burst very often, and when it does, it's very devastating because they haven't had there's no reference point for that kind of discomfort and loss.
But the poll captured something else, a notable resentment about Alberta's place in Confederation, concern about the way it's treated by Ottawa, and a majority who don't feel Alberta is respected by the rest of Canada. 62% of Canadians surveyed believe their province contributes more to the country than it gets back. That number jumps to 81% in Saskatchewan, but in Alberta, 86% believe their province is putting in more than it takes.
You know, for generations, we used to think about the two solitudes as Quebec and the rest of Canada, and these findings really show that perhaps the new two solitudes are Alberta and the rest of Canada.
Furthering that divide, a gap in opinion about whether the oil and gas industry is an asset or a liability. A third of Canadians believe environmental risks make it a liability, even higher in Quebec. But just 16% of Albertans feel it's more liability than asset.
If you have the resources in the ground, you've got a different viewpoint. If you don't have the resources, you're going to look at that as a liability.
I actually work in oil and gas and in the environmental and regulatory sector, and I can say that Alberta is, out of all of the provinces, the most regulated.
So many people in a province that was for so long the driver of the national economy are feeling pretty isolated now that it's not. Carolyn Dunn, CBC News, Calgary.